Welcome everybody. Have a happy Friday morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week. I hope the turkey was delicious, everybody had. And we continue our journey on our weekly Oneg Shabbat. And this is very exciting because this upcoming week, whereas the holiday of Hanukkah, starting Thursday night, we will be having every night the songs played on Channel 3 and the lighting of the menorah displayed on Channel 3 at 5 p.m. More information next week will come out. Obviously, we're going from room to room and giving everyone their own menorah to have, because unfortunately, as we know this year, we cannot gather together to light the menorah downstairs in the lobby. But to ensure that everyone still has a festive holiday, we will be handing out to everyone brand new menorahs they should have in their room, and they can make the blessings and sing along with us every night. And we're another example of we're just going to do our best to make the best out of this situation. The vaccine is coming, as many of us has heard, and we're hopefully anticipating its arrival shortly, which again will be the final step for us to finally get out of this pandemic and hopefully get back to a healthier and safer life. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashareis, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Mahalchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashareis, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashareis, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'achem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'achem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'achem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'chuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'chuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malchei Amlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We have in this beginning of this week's Torah portion, so we know after the many years that Jacob lived by the house of his evil uncle Lavan, he finally left with his family, and on the way he meets the angel of Esav, the sire of Esav, and they have a fight. And the fight ends with, although Jacob overpowering the angel, but the angel hits Jacob in his leg and his thigh, in the sciatic nerve, which is why we know up to this day we do not eat meat from even a kosher animal, from the sciatic nerve on the thigh. And after the fight is over and Jacob overcame the angel, so the angel asked Jacob, what's his name? And he said, my name is Jacob. And he said, you no longer will be known as the name Jacob, you'll be known as Yisrael, Israel. And the Torah says, Kisarisa im Yisrael v'tucha, which means what you fought. Israel from Lashon of Israel, Lashon of fighting. Hebrew, the sar is to fight, like an officer. You fought with me and you overcame me, overpowered me. And it's an interesting question, because we're known as Israel, because there's the children of Israel, Bnei Yisrael, from this verse itself, from the Torah itself, which says that we fought with the angel and we overpowered him, which represents our fight in the world. But if you would think, what's the more important part about what's the more important part of the verse? The fact that we fought, the fact that we won. Our nation should be called the nation of winners, not the nation of fighters. Why does God express specifically that our name reflects the fight, even if the victory doesn't even happen? And the answer is, as we know, whether or not we win or we lose, that's not really in our hands. That's God. Does God help us win, or does God, for whatever reason that it may be, does not want us to win this time? That's not in our control. But what is in our control is to put up a good fight, fight for the things which are important in life, and fight for the things which are meaningful to us. And that's what the Jewish people is about. That's what the message is about. The people of Israel, the land of Israel, has always been a fight. So many wars in the land of Israel, and there have been many times when we haven't done so well in our fighting, and we've lost the land of Israel, and we've had casualties. But it's not about winning or losing. That's God's calculations. Our calculations are about, are we going to fight to do the thing which is most important to us. L'cha dehodi l'kras kala pnei Shabbos nekavela. L'cha dehodi l'kras kala pnei Shabbos nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmi yahanu kelam yuchad. Hashem echad u'shmo echad. Shemot seferes v'letzila lecha dehodi l'kras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela. Shot l'kras shambos lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor havirocha meirosh mikedem nesucha tov maaseh b'machshavat tchila lecha dehodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela. Lo sei voshi v'lo sikalmi ma tishtochachi u'matami mach yechesu ani eyami v'nivnesa ir al tila chadodi l'kras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela. Lo'i b'shalom atares bala Gamberi no v'tzahala tachemune yam segula b'ho'i kala l'cha dodi l'kras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela. We've spoken before the past number of weeks about different messages in Hanukkah, and we'll add one more today as well, and we'll continue next week also on Hanukkah, discussing more about the wonderful holiday that it represents. So something interesting, as we know, that usually when we think of fire, we think the bigger the better. A torch is better than a small little flame. A big fire could cause a lot of light. A big fire could cause a lot of, on the negative, destruction. So in Hanukkah, we make sure, though, to light individual lights, individual candles. Why don't we go ahead and add all 8 candles the last night of Hanukkah, as we add 1 through 8, first night 1, second night 2, and we keep adding candles. So why don't we just add it to make it a bigger fire, add more wicks to the same fire? Why are we having 8 separate candles out there? So one of the explanations that are given resonates with me very, very well. That, and on the same note we mentioned a few minutes ago, we have to do a lot of things in our life. Sometimes it's the little things that are more important, not just the big things. Yes, there's some times in life we have these opportunities to make big actions on our hand, do big things, big fires we could cause, big fires we could create. But most of the time, it's not about the big fires we could create, it's about the lot of little fires we could do and say. A little thing, a little word of thank you to someone, a little favor to somebody else. All these little fires, they stand alone, and one may think that by themselves they're not so significant. But it's not true. If you would add all of them together, all your positive efforts a person has in their life, they would really see how many people they could affect in their entire life. As we enter the holiday of Hanukkah, we should just think about little things, like the little candles that there are. What little things can we do to make others around us, our loved ones, life a little better? And if we do that, we'll really understand the true message of Hanukkah. Adon olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nehivra liyes nasa b'chefsa kol Azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kechlos hakol levahada yimlech nahora Haya v'hove v'yeh b'sifara v'echar v'yein sheni v'hamshila l'hachbira v'li reishis v'li sachlis v'lohos v'chamisra v'hokeli v'chai gali v'tor chavli b'yeis nasa v'onisi umanosli naskosi v'yomekra v'yahado avkidruchi v'yeisi shan v'yahira v'yimruchi giviyasi ado shemli v'lo ira. Everyone should have a happy and healthy Shabbat and happy and healthy Hanukkah. We'll see everybody next week to celebrate Hanukkah together.